All right, guys, welcome to our Meet the Team event. We are so pumped to have you here. I just love when we have calls like this because it's just such a great way for us to be able to share a little bit inside of our world with you, share a little bit about our stories, just all the different backgrounds that we come from and all the different reasons coaching has really changed our life. And hopefully you'll be able to see the potential of what it could do for you and your life as well. So we're just going to quickly kind of go through, introduce ourselves, share kind of how long we've been around, what this has done for our life. And then at the end, we're going to go over a couple quick things for you, and then open it up. So if you have any questions, if you have comments, concerns, myths, misconceptions, anything at all that you are wondering about coaching, we are more than happy to answer those questions at the end for you. You can either post them in the comments or you can unmute at the end. So I'm going to kick us off. I am Dana. I have been a coach for almost 6.5 years now. My coach is Annalisa. She invited me into coaching when I was about 6 months post leaving an abusive relationship to raise my son as a single mom. I was very much so at a lowest of low and a crossroads in my life of debating what I wanted to do moving forward to provide a life for us. And I really needed health. I needed fitness. I needed confidence. I needed community. I felt very isolated. And so I was like, why not just dive in with fitness and nutrition? And it was such a quick thing for me that I just like started instantly to feel more positive and more joyful. And I was just like floored by how positive and supportive our community was. And then just hearing the success stories that other coaches just had, it was like this light bulb went off in me of like, if they can do that, why can't I? And so I went all in from the very get-go. I have been a full-time coach for over 6 years now. I was able to be home and present with my son, just like I so desperately wanted to do. This has helped me through a lot of anxiety, depression, physical, injuries from my past, and just totally changed the trajectory of my life. So that's a little bit about my story. Whoever wants to unmute, you can go ahead and share a little bit.
All right, I can take it. My name is Kelly Riley. I have been coaching now, it'll actually be 5 years this June, which is crazy. And I'm going to say coaching only because I wasn't actively coaching for a while into it. I actually started these programs for pure selfish reasons and coaching for pure selfish reasons, to be really honest, because I started doing these because I just needed a change for me, for my own health. I am a registered nurse and a diabetes educator. I've had diabetes for about 28 years. I have celiac disease. I got a lot of stuff. And I needed something that was easy for me to follow to kind of bring me out of kind of a place that I was in, because I was full-time mom mode, and I put my health on the back burner, truly. So I started doing these programs wanting nothing to do with coaching. So if you're on here and you're still like, oh, I don't really know if this is my thing, I'm here now, and I was not wanting to coach initially at all, and I'm glad that I made that change. I probably for a full year was just doing this for myself, and then got to a point that I felt extremely different as a person. Physically, I lost a lot of weight and just was a happier person and a better mom, a better wife. Like everything started changing. So of course, people asked me a lot of questions about what I was doing because they noticed a very noticeable difference in me. And at that point, it became a little hard to not want to share that with everyone. So coaching kind of started at that point. And then just basically kept me on track for myself these past 5 years. And it has brought so much to me and my family, allowing me to work now part-time as a nurse and be around for my children at pick up and drop off every day. It's allowed us to travel all over because of this opportunity, which is pretty amazing, and I don't get with my nursing job. I'm still nursing though. And just giving us a cushion, I will say, during this crazy time, because I've been laid off for a chunk of time, and thank goodness for this opportunity, because it has saved us for being laid off. So that's about me.
I can go. I'm Annalisa. It's so awesome to see, like Dana mentioned, how I am technically her coach, but it is like one of the coolest things about this opportunity is when you extend this invitation to somebody to join you for wellness, to feel better about themselves, to embark on a journey that is really truly about um, well-being, fitness at home, nutrition, mindset. You never really know what they're going to do with it. Like literally, I enrolled Dana as a coach on my team because she was a friend of mine. It looked like she needed something like this. I had just started getting involved myself, and she took it and she ran with it. And this was 7 years ago now. And so we've been doing this and kind of digging into this for 7 years, and it has been completely different every year. This company kind of rolls with the punches, as you could say. Like they are on the ball with getting to know what do people need, what is out there on the market right now, and how can we be better. And so the company is constantly coming up with new things. So how Dana and I started 7 years ago, well, it has changed drastically since then, but that speaks to the permanency of this company and how they're always changing to make way for new things that are coming in. We as coaches have to learn how to roll with those ebb and flows, like learn how to change things up, have staying power in here. And that's what it's kind of all about. But staying power is awesome because you get to be in a community like this, and I can't imagine ever leaving. So for me, when I started, it was with a nutritional program that I'm actually doing now, a 21-day program that got me wedding ready. I signed on as a customer. I wanted this program to get ready for my wedding. I lost 10 pounds in 21 days, felt great. When I came back, my coach invited me to start paying this forward. And it started for me as a supplemental income. Like, yeah, extra money sounds great. I had done MLM before. I had done a jewelry thing. This sounded way better. Get people results, help them feel good like I did. So I started coaching after that. I started dabbling. Then I went all in. My journey has literally taken me from working full-time as a speech pathologist, earning extra income. The fitness component has taken me through my pregnancy. When I had Ben, I was able to leave my full-time career for 2 years, doing full-time coaching, which was amazing. And then for me, I needed to go back to work because I thrive in structure. I thrive in those things. I'm a speech pathologist. So I went back to work. I'm working in the schools now, and it's amazing to have as a supplemental income for those expenses that come up, you know, whatever it may be. I'm earning now 2 full-time incomes with my degree in speech pathology and my coaching business. I have 2 full-time incomes, which you can imagine helps a lot in whatever scenario you're in. So you can do it as a side gig, which is what I started with, and it might unfold and be something absolutely incredible. And you might have a growing, thriving team, and you just have to learn how to become a business owner. And that's what we teach you. And there's all these things that you can learn about how to do that. But I just want to say that what you think it might be right now might unfold to something totally different. So just keep an open mind about it.
I can go next. I'm Ashley. I'm in Pittsburgh, and I started as a coach. It'll be 2 years in June. I actually started with Beachbody probably like 2.5 years ago, but I also started as a customer, and Dana is my coach. And I will say that she has actually probably saved my life because of this opportunity and because of these programs. When I first started, I had just lost my firstborn child, Oliver, to a congenital heart defect at 6 months old. We spent his entire 6 months of life in the hospital. We never left. So as you can imagine, eating hospital food for at least 6 months, you were like, I'm an emotional eater, I'm a binge eater, and when stressful situations happen, you binge. Like, that's just what you do, right? So after he passed away, I looked in the mirror, stepped on the scale, and saw that I was over 300 pounds. And I didn't recognize a person staring back at me. I was depressed. I had PTSD. I had postpartum anxiety and depression. and it was a very, very dark place. And Dana and I were friends from a mom group online. We actually grew up in the same town and like didn't even know it. There's just like these really random coincidences that we've learned along the years, but we've been friends for a while, and she had probably invited me to this, I want to say like 6 times. And the thing of it was that I had tried every other program out there. You name it, I did it. I was a yo-yo dieter all the time. Couldn't find anything that would fit into my life where I still could have pizza, where I still could have the occasional burger and beer and whatever, and live my life with the things I enjoy. And that's why I think Beachbody is so different, because it can fit into your life. But the biggest change that I saw in myself was after our 80-day challenge. It was 80-day obsession, if you want to look it up. It's an intense program. There's no way around that. And I was like, you know what, Dana, if I complete this program, if I do the whole thing and I see great results, I will start coaching. I did it. I lost over 20 pounds. To date, I am down 102 pounds and counting. And this has been over 2 years. And a lot of people, you know, you see the success stories where they drop it so quick. I made the decision for myself to fit this into my lifestyle. So I can still go out with my girlfriends. I can have drinks. I can do what I want, but I know how to dial it back. And it's also taught me how to combat my binge eating, how to combat my emotional eating, because now I have a rainbow baby. I got pregnant with her, like when I started losing weight, which I was like, but I had such a better pregnancy with her physically. And I think emotionally, I probably did better with it because of this community, because of these ladies that you're talking to tonight. And I will just tell you, like, you join us, we've got your back. And they have had my back. They have done workout challenges with me for my son's Angel Day, which just made me just lose it because our whole team came together and did that. We are sisters, and we come to you with open arms. So that's my story. We're all different, and we're all here to make each other feel good.
I'll hop on. Can you guys hear me? Okay, my internet's going in and out, so if I do something weird, then just go ahead and feel free to move on. But I'm Katie. I am in Florida, and up until about almost a month ago, I was a full-time chiropractor and do acupuncture at the West Palm Beach VA hospital. And like a lot of us, my journey through this has changed along with the company. When I initially started about 5 years ago, I was actually just looking for a shake to drink because being in clinic, in private practice at that time, I was treating patients pretty much from 8 o'clock in the morning till about 8 o'clock at night. And I was finding it hard to leave for lunchtime. And if I did leave for lunchtime, I would go to usually the mall where I would have Chick-fil-A or Subway or Chinese, or I'd go to Wendy's and get a chicken sandwich because the chicken sandwich was the healthier option. So I needed something that was healthy that I could stay in the office and work more. And I saw that my friend Kelly from undergrad was transforming like a freaking caterpillar to a butterfly, like postpartum. Like I think she started when she was actually pregnant. So she was pregnant, she was working out, and I just saw her go from like almost, I don't want to say miserable, but like our party friends from college, and then blossomed into this amazing mom where she's so happy and she's so vibrant and she's earning money and she's just thriving. And so I was like, what is she doing? Like, how is she like so different? Like, I was just so intrigued. And she started talking to me, and we just started kind of conversations, and we were texting back and forth, and I'm laying in bed, and then finally she asked me like if I'd like to join in on a challenge. And maybe then she started asking about my exercises, if I was doing it. And I'm like, well, honestly, I tell myself I exercise. Yeah, I enjoy exercising. But the reality was, for me in Miami, to drive to the yoga studio, which is what I like to do an hour class and then traffic there and back and shower. Like, when do I have 3 hours out of my day to go to a class? Like, it wasn't going to happen. So then she's like, oh yeah, these workouts are like 30 minutes. And I'm like, 30 minutes compared to 3 hours? Like, okay, maybe I can do that. And then I researched online all these other shakes because I wasn't going to pay the amount that she was saying it was. And I even put my credit card into, I don't even remember what the shake was called, but I almost got this other shake, and then I didn't, thankfully. And so I did the 21-day fix first. Within the first 21 days, and I'd like to probably say within like the first 12, I was bouncing around the office. My patients are asking me like, what is the energy change? My boss is like, are you on crack? Like, what's going on? Like, I was just all over the place because I was so enthusiastic. I was so energetic. I had like my energy back. Like, before that, I was eating bagels. I was falling asleep on my desk because I was just so exhausted. When I got home from work, we would go and eat out because I didn't want to cook anything. And I started with 21-day fix. I started cooking my meals, which was super simple. You would think as a doctor, like, I know nutrition, but forget that. Who knows what 21 grams of chicken is? Like, I don't freaking know. If it fit in the container, I was eating it. So it was super simple. My energy was back. The shake was fantastic. I didn't have to leave the office for lunch if I didn't want to, but then I found out that I can actually pack my lunch and eat it there too. Like, that was healthy as well. And then this group, this community, like, these people I talk to more than I talk to friends from high school, more than friends from college. Like, I travel with these women. Like, this has become my friend group, and I know that I can reach out and I can call any one of these girls when I'm having an issue outside of Beachbody, outside of coaching, outside of anything, and they will be there in the snap of a finger. So it's kind of progressed from getting healthy to now where I'm at, as far as being furloughed. If I'm going to be going back to a job, I'm not exactly sure, but even a paycheck as much as $30 to upwards of $250 that I've gotten in the last month helps pay my credit card. I had to go and get groceries because I don't have another paycheck coming in at this point. So this has been, like some of the other ladies, a godsend at this point in a very different way. So I'll stop blabbing now. That's my story.
I would like to go next, if that's all right. I'll keep it quick. Can everybody hear me? Okay, awesome. So Kelly Riley is my coach. She's also a type 1. I'm also a type 1 diabetic, and I will keep my story really short because what I want to talk about is Corona sucks, right? We're all sitting here complaining about, not complaining, but talking about how nice it is to see other people and like, oh my gosh, I did my hair, right? And this is what our team and our group is all about. We are about support. We are about community. We are about helping each other out. Of course, we are about fitness and nutrition. That is what our company is all about. But we are literally an all-encompassing group. And I think right now, I mean, I was nervous when I started as a coach, and I know I haven't even talked about my beginning as a coach, but this is what I wanted to talk about. But right now is this incredible opportune time to become a coach and to help other people, because the online community of what we have here is really, really helping other people get through this. It's making a difference. Everyone in the world right now is trying to be healthier. And we could not have a better platform than what we have right now to help each other stay healthy, get healthy, continue to be healthy without even leaving the comfort of your own home. And that's all I wanted to say.
I love that. Julia, did you want to talk?
I guess it's me. You can hear me? Okay. So my story, so I've done Beachbody like a long time ago. I did the workouts with my sister, and it was a lot of fun, and we had like a lot of success. Like, we grew up in a very unhealthy family, and so we learned a lot about how to eat healthy, exercise, and take care of yourself through these programs. And then I kind of got away from it, and life happened a little bit. I kept coming back to Beachbody. I'd join again, and so then I ended up in school for physical therapy, and I got really sick and ended up having to take a medical leave. And they put me on all kinds of drugs, and they were giving me all these things to take and do that really weren't healthy, and I knew that they weren't healthy. So I decided I was going to take matters into my own hands, and I was going to pick back up those Beachbody workouts and the shakes, and they pulled the life back into me again. But then they kind of got expensive, so I fell off again. And I started chiropractic school, a little change of pace. This is definitely more my direction that I wanted to go, and I ultimately just want to help people. And so I ended up in chiropractic school, and I saw some other companies out there, and I started dabbling with some other companies and other products, and I quickly learned they're not Beachbody. So then I met Katie. So she's my coach, and she started talking to me through Instagram, and I'm just like, who's this person? She's so friendly. Like, I'm a stranger, and she started talking to me, and she was so kind to me. And she pulled me into one of her challenge groups, and I just like loved it and loved being a part of her positivity and all that I could learn from her. You know, we took things outside of Beachbody too. We did a little bit of yoga outside. So we really bonded, and I really trusted her. And so I started getting the products more and doing more things with her. And I quickly realized I need to do the coaching route so that it's more affordable. And when I did that, then I quickly realized that coaching is for me. So that's where I am now. I just want to help people, and this is how I know how.
I love that.
Thank you.
I love hearing a perspective of a brand new coach too. That's awesome. Okay, so I just wanted to quickly go over a couple of like the most common myths and misconceptions that we get as coaches, because I think pretty much all of us can say that we felt one or more of these at the beginning, and so you might be feeling them too. And then we'll open it up for questions. So the first thing I want to bring up is if you've ever thought like, I'm just not consistent. Like, I'm not a consistent person. I can't stick with a fitness plan. I can't stick with my nutrition. Like, I do well for 3 weeks and then I fall off. That's totally fine. I was never a consistent person at all with anything until I came into this business and read The Compound Effect, which personal development is something else I'm going to talk about. But I think coming into this journey and really learning that like you can show up for a fitness program for 30 days in a row and show up for your nutrition and drink your shake and post in a group and read 10 pages of a book, and like that truly can change your life. Like those small little things done daily, like over and over and over repetitively over the course of time, change everything. And the cool thing with coaching is that you don't have to necessarily be a consistent person right now. Is, are you willing to lean into the accountability that coaching is? Because when you are a coach, like you are surrounded by all of us, and this is a lifestyle we live, it's not about being perfect, right? But it's really about leaning into that accountability. And when you start sharing your journey and you start helping other people, it holds you more accountable, because you're not just showing up for you anymore. You're showing up for other people and to be the imperfect example of what's possible. And so if anything, if you struggle with consistency, becoming a coach is a great way to help yourself be more consistent, because it is the ultimate accountability. So That's first thing. The second that we get a lot is I'm not at my goal weight, or I'm not super fit, or I haven't finished a program, and that's totally fine. Again, coaching is not about being perfect. It's about being real and relatable and on your journey wherever you are starting. Ashley is a great example of that. But really, you're going to have different people that connect to you and relate to you no matter what your backstory is. I personally have had a lot of hip surgeries. I used to take a ton of medication. I've struggled with anxiety and depression my whole life. So that's part of what I share, because it's a part of who I am, and it's a part of what I've had to overcome. And it's a part of why I utilize this to be focused on health. But it's really just about you sharing your authentic story and allowing people to come on that journey with you. So if you think about it, when you guys see a before and after photo on Facebook, it's like, wow, it's like drastic difference, right? But it has no necessarily like no emotional connection to you, because you didn't actually watch somebody show up, struggle through it, like not hit the snooze button every morning, like skip those beers on Friday night. Like, you didn't watch somebody go through that actual process of transformation to know what they had to go through to get where they are. And that's what people connect with. So it's really all about being real and relatable and sharing no matter where you're starting at, and just showing the progress along the way. The next one is I don't have money, which I ghosted Annalisa for 4 months when she was inviting me, because I was a newly broke single mom. And that was my reality. And it wasn't until I really perceived this as something valuable that was going to change my life that I said yes. But what the thing is that I want you to know, especially if you haven't, joined us yet, is that you get to start a business essentially for free, a business that has the potential of being a hobby or a part-time income or eventually a full-time income. But the only thing that you're investing is what you're investing in yourself to get started. So Shakeology, Beachbody On Demand, a nutrition plan. And what's the worst that can happen? You get fit, you make friends, like you get healthy, you get happier, you get more confident, right? Like, even if you decide the business is not for you, you've lost nothing and gained so much. And the coolest thing is that if you are a brand new coach and you are looking to say, get your Shakeology paid for, because that was me, I was like, I want to earn back what I spent immediately, is if you help 3 to 4 people in your first month, it will cover your own expense of getting started. So just know that it is totally doable and it's totally possible. And there's really, like, if you think about a brick and mortar business, if you were to open the doors on a restaurant, how many thousands of dollars you're going to have to invest before you even open the doors and have the potential to earn income. And the beauty with this is that you invest in you, and you have a Coach Online office given to you. Everything is shipped from our warehouse. Everything is handled for you. You just have to show up and be on that journey and share it and do the work to invite and connect people. So the next one that we get a lot is I don't have time. And we have so many coaches on here that work full-time jobs or part-time jobs, like that's most of them, that can tell you, like, this business is totally doable to build in pockets of time, whether that's like a half an hour in the morning, a half an hour on your lunch break, an hour after the kids go to bed. Everyone does it a little bit differently. The key, what I think is most important, is knowing why you want to make this a business and knowing why it's a priority to you to make time for. Because just like getting a workout in, or just like spending an hour with your kids, it's anything that is important to you, you're going to find the time to do it, right? And if you have a reason of why building a coaching business is important to you, you're going to find those pockets of time to pour into it. And the beauty is, like Annalisa mentioned, we run trainings, we have weekly coaching calls, we have company calls, we have a bajillion resources at your fingertips to teach you exactly what we do, how we do it, how to be effective in the time that we have, and really how to build success. So it's all about showing up with that why and that important reason for you, and that ambition to build something for yourself in your own life. So the next one is probably my favorite, and that is fear. Like, I am afraid of being rejected. I'm afraid of posting on social media. I'm afraid of other people judging me. Like, I'm afraid of basically everything, right? Because that was definitely a lot of how I felt. And this is also one of the coolest things about coaching, is that we are so focused on personal growth and personal development. Like, I never really had thought how much I lived in my comfort zone and allowed opinions of others to dictate my life until I stepped into coaching. And I started to have the courage to own my story and the things that I had been through, and the, quirks that I had and like the faults that I had, and started to dig into personal development to really change my mindset and work through anxieties and work through fears and like push out of my comfort zone, because that was where the magic is at. Like, what fun is it life if we're just sitting going through the same motions every single day and learning nothing and doing nothing new? Like, we're not even seeing what we're potentially capable of, right? So big in coaching is, instead of looking at that of like a fear of what's going to happen, is like, get excited about what's possible when you just take little baby step after baby step. And like Ashley said, we're all here to support you. We're here to lift you up. We're a sisterhood. Like, lean into us. We've all felt that fear. We've all gone through that process, but we're there to coach you and support you through it. And it's going to change who you are as a person. Like, I think as with coaching, the beauty is that you can transform and become whoever you so want to be, the best version of yourself, by leaning into all the tools we have to offer. Obviously, there are other perks to coaching. A lot of them were mentioned: travel, community, friendships, income. I just wanted to quickly mention, in case anybody was curious, kind of like how we earn income as coaches. So the first and foremost way, as brand new coaches, we earn 25% commissions on anything anyone orders. So that might be Shakeology, Performance Line, Beach Bars, Beachbody On Demand, all that good stuff. And then as you really start to serve other people, help more customers, perhaps bring active coaches onto your team, Beachbody, we make residual income based off of the volume that you're growing. Don't worry if this is super confusing to you. It's not really important to know right now, but you can always go look it up in our policies and procedures if you're really that curious. As you go on and you start to mentor coaches, and the beauty of this business in general is that you cannot be successful if you are not committed to truly helping people. Like, you really have to be passionate about helping people with fitness and nutrition, and you also have to be passionate about helping other women learn how to do what we do as coaches. And that's the beauty, is the more that you serve people and the more that you help people, the more successful you will become. And our company rewards us for that with what we call a matching bonus. So we earn a percentage of what we help our coaches have success with. And just for that pyramid scheme, busting a myth, it's not taken from anyone's income. It is given to us directly from the company. And then at specific ranks in our company, if you start to go on and build a more successful business and a successful team, our company also rewards certain ranks in the company with quarterly bonuses that are pretty hefty. So like I said, you can't really be successful in this business without really, really, truly helping and wanting to serve other people. I think that was all I was going to cover. Does anyone have questions for us, or a myth or a misconception that I did not cover that you want covered? You can feel free to unmute or put it in the chat.
To prompt that kind of question, I want you guys to think about why you are not signed up at this point. What is the one thing that has held you back from already being signed up and on our team? That is the thing that we want to address for you, because I literally would be like, just sign up because it's so awesome, but people don't want to hear that. They want the ins and outs, and I get that. I can't sell is a concern, so I get it. I mentioned that I was in jewelry sales before this for an MLM. It was Leah Sophia. They're not even around anymore. And every time I asked somebody to buy a piece of jewelry for $100, which right now I'm like, why the heck was that jewelry so expensive? Like, whatever, that's beside the point. I hated it. I hated asking people to spend it. I'd be like, yeah, you don't have to get that one. Like, this one's cheaper. Now it's so easy to promote this, because everything, the value of what we're providing people is Like, it's like we're robbing the company. Like $100 for a year access to every single fitness program we have, where people are paying for that at the gym, $100 a month to go to Orange Theory or whatever. And so, and it does work for people. This isn't for everyone, but knowing that I can provide a year access to that and their first month of nutritional support and like nutrition programs or recipes and things to really get people started for like $160, I'm okay sharing that. I'm also okay sharing it because I've had amazing results from these programs and I can speak to the results. I can speak to a lot of the fitness programs. And when you're starting off, you might not be able to, and that's okay, but you can speak to your journey. So you're sharing it with people saying, this is where I'm at. This is why I got involved. I'm happy to help you if you want to get involved too. This is what I spent. And it's the same amount for what you would be buying it into. So you're not like buying in for $40 and going out and asking everyone else to buy it for $500. Like that would be salesy and weird. You are just extending an opportunity to someone to do exactly what you're doing. And so the selling component is kind of out the door. You're more of just sharing what you're doing and encouraging people to get started with you.
I just want to tag team on that of like, how many times have you bought a t-shirt or a headband or a lipstick or a makeup or gone to a movie or gone out to a new restaurant, and then you get home and you text your girlfriend and you text your mom and you're like, oh my God, this was so great. You have to go try it. It's the exact same thing we're doing with drinking Shakeology, doing a workout program, sharing what we love, sharing what works for us. And if you're really genuinely on that journey, you don't ever have to worry about being salesy because you've built that belief within yourself of what you're experiencing, and you're just sharing that passionately.
And to piggyback off of that one too, is that if you're selling anything, I mean, at least for me, when I started, and this may be some of you too, I feel like I'm selling hope. Like when I first started, like I was like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, okay, I think I can do this. And it's that hope in your mind where it's like, this could work. And I mean, it's 30-day money back guarantee too. So like you try the whole thing, and if it doesn't work for somebody, which if they're actually committed for 30 days, they will see a change. So let's just say that too. We also have to be real with people and tell them, if you do this, if you do the whole package, it will work. It will work if you want it to work. Here's some hope. Here's my transformation. Do you want one too? That's it.
Another
Add on as far as like the selling and the coaching aspect of it right now, like we just had Super Saturday this weekend, and I don't have the numbers, but the number of people signing up with Beachbody On Demand right now is
It's
a really high number.
It's 440,000 people have signed up for Beachbody On Demand. New Beachbody
in this month
since quarantine. Yeah.
So that alone, once you're signed up as coach and you hit your first rank or so, you're assigned people that will go to just the website and get bod. And then, you know, there's ways that all of these people that are signing up, you can benefit from. So this is the best time to sign up as coach. So if money is an issue, if you don't want to sell, think of it as sharing, and think of it as you're investing in yourself. So I budget, now I have to budget the $120 that the Shakeology is. That's $4 a day. So I budget that into my groceries, and that's food for me to eat. That is food for Dennis to eat. Like, this is perfect nutrition, and I'm going to have to eat anyways. So either I'm going out and I'm getting something at the grocery store, or I have it shipped to my house and I have it perfectly already made. And then if I want something sweet, I can eat something sweet at night. If I want something in the morning for breakfast, I have something for breakfast. So it's just part of your daily necessities.
And if you're someone that uses like a ton of vitamins and things like that, like they're in there. So like for me, I no longer have to use that as something that I was already buying for myself. And I know like just to go, you know, get a really healthy acai bowl that we go to around the corner. It's $10 for a bowl. There's 3 shakes, 3 meals for me in that. So I was one that really pushed off doing it, and actually pushed off the shakes initially significantly. I wanted nothing to do with them. And I saw such a big difference in my energy level. And I saw that my cravings were down so much that what I was actually taking in was so much less than what I normally was. So I couldn't see it then, but I saw it after, saving a lot in regards to I wasn't going to the vending machine. I wasn't bringing my 5 snacks to work on a shift. I was actually bringing like 1, I started seeing very big differences. And my husband has seen the same. And during this quarantine, it's really nice to have water and my Shakeology ready to go and have a meal that doesn't need to be refrigerated. I don't have to face going to the grocery stores to look for it. 1 meal a day for both of us is done. And it's like a lifesaver.
Okay, there was another one that said, what's holding you back about the initial cost of getting started. So I just want to break down really quickly, the value of what is the best way to get started so that you can truly understand the value of it. And then also let you know that there are different options that we can find something that works for your budget if you really are wanting to commit and dive in. But just for general reference, if you did sign up with a challenge pack or you haven't signed up yet, so Shakeology by itself is typically $129 plus $14 or $12 shipping, right? So that's over $140. Beachbody On Demand membership for the year, which gives you access to every single nutrition or fitness program that we have to offer. Gives you basic nutrition plans, recipes, fixed date cooking show, all that good stuff, is usually $99 for a year. And then you're also getting a basic nutrition plan. So for that altogether right now, with including the brand new launch of our 10 rounds, the newest boxing and lifting program, is $160. So you're saving over $70 by doing it that way. And not only that, but that waives your $40 coaching fee. Typically it's a $40 getting started as a coach fee, and that is waived when you purchase a challenge pack. So that is the best value because it literally gives you absolutely everything you need to be successful in your health, wellness, fitness, and starting a business. But I think it was you, Adrienne. I would personally, if I were you, reach out to the coach that added you to this and chat through options to see something that can work for you specifically. And then, like I had mentioned earlier, depending on what you buy, when I started, I reached out to a bunch of my mom friends when I signed up, and I just told them, hey, I'm starting this fitness thing. I'm drinking a shake. I have no energy. I feel like crap. I have postpartum weight to lose. I joined this community that I'm really excited to be a part of. Would you want to do this with me? And I had, I think, 4 mom friends within that first week and a half that they wanted to get fit too. They wanted to be healthier too. They wanted to have more confidence. And it paid back what I had invested on getting started myself. So know that that is totally possible for you if you want to dive in and then you want to immediately be sharing that to help other people do this alongside you. Because it's awesome to say, hey, I'm doing this journey. I want accountability. Let's do this together.
And if you want to know someone who's just done that, I'm going to make her blush a little bit. Tiffany just joined us 4 days ago and has already hit her goal to pay for her pack in 4 days. So it's possible.
Amazing. Amazing. Proof right there. Does anybody else have any fears, things that are holding you back? I mean, I know everyone has one. Or even if you have something that you're excited about, but you'd like to hear a little bit more in depth about, you can ask that too. Anything. We're all open books. Changing your diet. Nisha, we typically go through a series of questions to figure out what's going to be the best fit for your goals. Because nutrition is definitely not one size fits all for everyone. Everyone's a little different. What's going to work for someone's specific goals, needs, struggles is going to be a little different. So again, I would suggest you reach out to the coach that invited you here, and have a discussion with them about it, and they'll be able to suggest what's the best for you, because we have a few different meal plans depending on if you need help with knowing what to eat, how much to eat, and you really need something with structure like the Portion Fix, or let's say you struggle with sugar, cravings, binge eating, emotional eating, and you want to learn how to eat more kind of intuitively for your body and weight loss. To Be Mindset might be a better program for you. So I would
because
definitely
Nisha enrolled with Tiffany, and Tiffany's brand new, so this is perfect
okay.
opportunity in the team page too, because Nisha
Yeah.
is a newly enrolled coach. So
Perfect.
feel free, go in that Empowered Elite page and like drop that question. You're going to get a lot of feedback from different coaches and things like that. So
Yeah.
great question, and lots of information probably coming at you
And
soon.
just so Tiffany, you're Nisha's coach. Is that right? Okay. So Nisha, like I'm a diabetes educator and I have diabetes, so I do this all day long. So I actually have a group that's just for type 1 women, and we have over 120 women in our accountability group just with type 1. So like we clearly like have a good direction. And I think what I would say is, even if you put me on a little chat, this is the community piece of it, guys, that like everyone's always here for you. Just, you can always put me on a chat, Tiffany, and you can just let me know like simple things like what you're taking for medication, if you're on meds for your, type 2, and we can figure out like between those two, like what would be the better option for you. But you're definitely on the right path of even doing these programs, because you want something that's not a quick fix. Patients come in my office all the time that are just quick fixes, and unfortunately the next 3 months they're back to square one. So this definitely is the right path for you. It's just figuring out what one's the best option. Yep, we can get you by your door, and that's gonna chit chat. We got you covered.
Is anyone on here like, I'm ready?
Sorry, we had another question in the chat. If I join as coach, but I'm not ready to take on the role and I want to focus on me first, totally fine. This is your journey. This is your business. I know I did that. Like I said in my story, I completed a program first. I needed to prove it to myself because I had been a yo-yo dieter. If that's what makes you feel comfortable first, then do it. This is about you.
Double-edged sword. I say yes, do that. But if you're willing to earn a little money and just share that journey, that's the relatable point that Dana was talking about, where people want to see like, I know where your struggles are. What are you doing to overcome it? And that's where vulnerability comes in. But you can be an incredible coach by sharing your journey. And that's also what holds you accountable to sticking to it, because you're putting it out there on social media and people are watching you. And so you're like, oh, shoot, I said that. Like for me, I'm doing this nutritional program. My nutrition is like my biggest struggle. I had to put it out there on social media. I have to talk about it. I have to tell people what day I'm on. I have to like show up each day showing my meals, because I know they're going to be like, wait a minute, you got like 2 weeks left. Why are you eating that? So accountability is huge.
I will say, to piggyback off of that, yes, Annalisa, that is completely correct. I will say, don't feel like it's coaching, but share it so your butt's accountable, so you stick with it too. And then it might just happen. You're just going to have people come to you, and you can tell people that you're excited. That's it.
I want to chime in on that as well, because I started my journey with zero intention to coach at all whatsoever. But at the time that I was at my life, I was looking for something to do to earn income from home. And like I said, I also really needed that accountability, because I flopped off and failed like literally everything. And for me, Annalisa got me on a call very much like this 3 days into starting my journey. And it was like exactly what I needed to be like, I'm going all in. And for me, it was that added layer of, I know myself well enough to know, like, I would easily give up on myself if nobody knew. Like, if nobody knew what I was doing and I didn't actually share that, then nobody could judge me for it. But if I put it out there publicly and I committed and I said, like, I'm doing this to be a happier, healthier, more energetic mom, to be able to stay off medications, to go against whatever, like all the different reasons why, I was 10 times more likely to show up, because I would give up on myself before I'd give up on somebody else. And having others join me right initially from the get-go it helped me put skin in the game to show up for myself even when it was hard, because I knew that I didn't want to let other people down. Like I didn't want to see them fail, and I wanted to be the best example. And that really, really changed my mindset.
If I could say really quick too, something about fear, for the person who just commented about, something that they have that they're worried about, they're not going to be able to do all the exercises and everything. And something that I have come to really embrace, with having type 1 diabetes for almost 29 years, is that I need to embrace my uniqueness and my individuality, no matter what that may be, and do what I can. And people are going to relate to that because nobody is perfect. I mean, you might look at pictures of people, like Dana was saying before, the before and after pictures, like, oh my gosh, wow, they look great. They have nothing wrong with them. And that is almost 100% not true. Everybody has something. And the more comfortable you are or you become sharing your story, the more people are going to relate to you. And then you're really going to start to help people. And then that's where just everything about this company just becomes so awesome, because you're helping people, you're helping yourself, you're really embracing your own uniqueness, etc.
I love that. Any other questions? And I just have to throw it out there. I personally have a ton of customers with diastasis recti. It's totally fine to modify any plan to make it work for you. I've had a lot of hip surgeries, and I definitely modified absolutely everything for a long time. And I still do in a lot of programs specifically to make it work for my body. So it's not about like boxing yourself into something. It's making it work for you. Sharing that. Any other questions? No. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, last call. Anybody? Okay, so here, if you guys do end up having questions after the fact, because if you're anything like me, you get off things and like your mind gets spinning, and then 10 minutes later, like, wait, what? I should have. You can feel free to reach out to the coach that added you, or you can feel free to post in the actual page where you were added to for this call. We are more than happy to answer any questions for you. We would love to see you on the team when it is good timing for you. If anything has resonated and you feel like you could fit right in on our tribe. And thanks for your time. And we're going to take a boomerang, because that is a team ritual that we have on every call that we do. So you're just getting roped into it because you're here. So everybody smile or wave or do a little TikTok dance. Oh, it was cute. And I'll post it in case you would like to see it in the page. But I will also post this recording if anybody missed it or you want to go back and listen to any specific parts of it. But we'll talk to you guys later. Have an awesome night.